Hey guys, this is a review that you won't want to miss.
Walk into an eerie place. All you feel is a staring face, gawking and mocking your flashlight begins.
Hi guys, I am Silentpinkgamer, one of the biggest super fans of Silent Hill. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, spoiler alert ahead of time, there will be spoilers. Guys, when I say I'm a major super fan of Silent Hill, I can't stress it enough. This video, this review, but also rant and complete frustration is going to be about Return to Silent Hill, the newest movie of the franchise. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I hope you stay with me and I hope you enjoy. You already knew to show love and support to this channel. Watch it all the way through, yes, to the very end, to the wonderful song called Ghetto Hunters. And also too, like and share it with other content creators or even just fans of the series so they can see another person's opinion on this movie. Alright, we got that done. Let's get down to the business, okay guys? As you can tell, I got my Silent Hill shirt on. I got something special in the background. If you see it, see it. You don't? Oh well. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Guys, I saw this video today, but technically it was yesterday around 9-10 p.m. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I am an honest super fan, meaning to where if there's something I like it. If there's something I don't, I don't. And I'm not gonna baby it for you guys. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna ring around the bush. I'm gonna tell you my honest, die-hard truth opinion of this movie. Alright, you've been warned. Alrighty, so guys, as you know, Return to Silent Hill is a return or rebirth of the Silent Hill franchise. Yes, there are other two movies. Silent Hill is a game created by Konami, and the first three original games were created and helped develop by Team Silent that is no longer in functionability right now. They're no longer together. That was like your first three games, and the games after that were made by a totally different team. Regardless of it, Silent Hill's the shit. Now, back to that. So Konami is the developer and the creators of it. Now, the first movie and this movie was produced by or directed by Christoph Gaines. I'm not familiar with what he's created. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know. But from my opinion from the very first Silent Hill movie, I didn't like it. There was some strange choices. The movie is not horrible, but it's not the best either. And if you played the original Silent Hill game, you know what I mean, guys. Alright, the second movie, Revelations, was loosely based off 3, and it was a poor excuse of a video game movie, if that, or adaptation they tried to be. It was horrible. Horrible, especially since Silent Hill 3 was the very first Silent Hill game that I beaten, and that's what started the love of this franchise for me, was Silent Hill 3. Now, I have played Silent Hill 2. I own Silent Hill 2. I actually own all the Silent Hill games, even F to this point. I'm a die-hard fan, and I was excited for this movie because I was like, I hope he gets it right this time. I hope he's been listening to the fans out here about this movie. Did he listen? No. A solid no. So, guys, if you're not aware, Return to Silent Hill is a movie based off Silent Hill 2. If you're not familiar with that, go check out my gameplay. But if you just want to give you the Clip Note version, here's the Clip Notes version. Silent Hill 2 is you play as James Sutherland, a distraught man that lost his wife, and she's been dead for 3 years. He receives a mysterious letter from her saying that she's in their special place, Silent Hill. So the game is his journey to Silent Hill to find Maria. Well, not Maria. Mary. Let me scratch that. Mary. You'll see why I got stuck on that in just a moment. Okay? To find his wife Mary. He still has this strong longing hope that she's alive, knowing that she's dead, but somewhere deep inside, he's holding on hope that she's alive still. Okay? It's his journey. We meet iconic characters like Pyramid Head, Eddie, Angela, Laura. We meet some iconic monsters, Pyramid Head, Abstract Daddy. You know what I mean? We meet some amazing characters and their stories and how it mirrors James and Mary's stories. Mirrors. Mirrors. Okay. I know I sound real sarcastic, but I have to be at this point. Not at y'all, but you'll see why I get the frustration. Okay, so that's the basics of the game. You know it now. So let's get into the movie. Now, when you go into any movie, especially since you know the content like I do, I try to go in blank-minded. Like, if I didn't play the game, I just try to watch it as a movie standpoint and as an adaptation. Both sucked horribly. Movie, it felt sloppy, it felt fast, you couldn't get attached to the characters. Acting was subpar, and like I said, that's no shade to the actors. The actors are probably amazing in whatever they do. I'm not familiar with them, I'm not gonna lie, but they felt robotic. You didn't get attached to anyone. Everything felt sloshed together like a big wannabe horror genre, sci-fi monster creature shit fest of shit. That's what it felt like. I fell asleep, sadly, on some of it too, because it was just boring at a lot of times. Sadly, sad and boring. I can't believe I'm saying that about something that I was looking forward to. Boring. It was just weird. Boss battles, iconic boss battles that should have been big, fight scene, something. It was just skipped over, glossed over, flashback, mental sequence. We don't really know. Nothing was really explained. Everything was just kind of not needed. Heavily weird CGI. Please, someone get them on the Avatar CGI, because at this point, Avatar CGI is up there, okay? It was bad in a movie sense. It wasn't even interesting. It was just poor and weird choices. Even down to the wardrobe. That baseball cap of hair on Maria, it looked like it swallowed her face. I don't understand. Okay, now as far as an adaptation, no. So I don't mind them trying to do a spin. I don't. Don't yell at me, guys. I don't mind a spin on Silent Hill 2, like they're trying to add their own little twist to the same story, but add their own little flair. Might be changing the dynamics of the relationship. I don't mind that too much, but I do mind it because it's more sentimental if that's his wife. I'm sorry, most thought pockets, more side flings, more oopsie daisy lovers been dating for a few months. I'm sorry, you're not gonna. Some people, I don't want to offend nobody, but some people, you won't have that enough time to develop that strong, deep-seated emotion like if that was your wife. James was going through something. Mary was going through something, and you did not get that in the movie whatsoever. Everything felt clusterfuck. James was not interesting at all. He was literally milquetoast girl. He seemed like he had emotion, but it was forced and weird and robotic, so it didn't feel real. It felt like what AI was at his best, and that's not good. And he's not AI, he's a real actor. How did he pull that off? I don't know. It was strange. So yes, They meet each other, right? He's driving this sports car. He's an artist, black hair, black coat. He seemed more like a rocker, emo, rebellion type guy, where James was more when he was introduced to us. He was a blonde hair. It looked like he had like a military type jacket on. He was more calm, collective, almost like a real sensitive sweetheart. That's what the vibe I got from him. That's the vibe I got for him, that he was a sweetheart, a teddy bear, gentle, you know what I mean? And that's why, okay, we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, cool. So he bumps into Mary. They were trying to do and initially like how they met. And I get it, for a movie standpoint, they're trying to give it more background than the game did, because when we started off at the part where we're on our way to go figure out where Mary is. So they're trying to figure out, okay, what can we add to the beginning to give it some more meat, some more game meat, some more lore meat, right? It was really quick, really fast, and it was uninteresting. He almost hit her with the car, but it happened to be her luggage. She misses her bus because I guess she was trying to leave, and he takes her to where she got to go. That was it. It was no deep-seated conversation. There was nothing that showed that James, other than a side quick look, that he could be attracted to her. But that's not how authentic relationships are developed. When you first meet someone, you think she would be a little bit more upset that her stuff got ran over, if anything, but nothing. It was just kind of really quick and strange, and their interactions were just weird. Now, going from there, like, I'm gonna do my best and I go in deep order. I'm just gonna do my best to hit to the most main points, right? Okay, cool. So that being said, right, so let's go into when the first part of the game where you meet Angela. Angela's iconic. That's the first introduction. She's in the cemetery. I noticed they took some points from the remake, some of the imagery, where the cemetery in the first original Silent Hill, or the original Silent Hill game, Silent Hill 2, it was just a cemetery. There was a pond like thing, but it was not heavily deepened water. The remake, they put it like it was flooding and whatnot. So Angela in the movie, she was putting those weighted bags down to stop water from flooding the rest. Now, that's all she was doing. Now, their conversation was strange, because initially James does his iconic, where I gotta go. And she didn't kind of tell her purpose. She kind of was just there. And she's like, hey, if you don't find who you're looking for, come back for me, okay? Like, what? She looked at haunted and dead and like a zombie almost. And I don't know if that's just weird makeup choice, or if that's actually what they were trying to go for, like some type of weird, like maybe they're trying to play on the fact that this town is full of ashes. Sure, okay. So maybe they just look sickly, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what they were going for with Angela's look and design, but sure, okay. So then he gets to this town, is to hell. Obviously, we know why. So cool. He was running around a lot. That part was just really, like I said, really boring for me. It was nothing iconic about it, nothing traversal about it. It was. So when you first encounter your first straitjackets are the ones where their hands are literally tied behind their back and they're doing this and they're spitting out the acid. Yeah. Very, like, the way they did it originally in the first Silent Hill movie, should have kept it that way. They were always a smaller type creature, but this one looked so really skeleton-y and anorexic looking. It just, poor weird choice. Wouldn't be mine. They should have stuck with the original design they did in the first Silent Hill. Now, when they first encountered Eddie, oh god, Eddie was iconic because if you guys remember from the game, Eddie was a social psychopath. And the way they developed him in the game, to where every time you encountered him, you can tell he was losing his mind slowly. You can tell he was losing who he was slowly. This one, you got him for a split second and he kind of beat up on James and he ran away like a little bitch. Eddie was iconic because of who he was. Why? I can't even fathom why they made that choice. Okay? Laura, when you finally encounter Laura, the little girl, right? Like, some places were misplaced because he meets certain people faster than others. Certain things became maze, and yes, I get it. It's like signifying how you can get lost in Silent Hill. I get the whole maze thingy, but it was just, I don't like it. It was just bad, right? Okay, cool. So Laura, I feel like she was okay. She felt more, just like I said, distraught, dead zombie, more than Laura in the like in the game. They were all human. Like, they were all less zombie like because they were really, this is how James was perceiving them, this is how James was seeing them, and this is how they were. And that's why the same thing with Silent Hill. He's going back and forth because it's the way Silent Hill actually is and what he's perceiving. It's all about his mental. But just because his mental is fading doesn't mean he's actually encountering zombie like humanoid versions of whatever the fuck he's going through. And I'm not revealing that part yet because we're not there yet. Okay, cool. So Laura looked like a zombie. She had this weird freaky baby thing, and I'm just like, what happened to just a regular teddy bear? What happened to a regular stuffed animal? Like, the choices they made did not make sense, because why did they add it? They didn't need to add it. They just added it for some strange reason. When it came down to Maria, for some odd reason, even their encounter was strange. It felt like she was just, where are you going? What are you doing? How are you doing? Like, you know, it was just question after question. It was like there was no interest. There was no flirtatiousness. Like, there was no way. It was not Maria. It was not our Maria. She was just questioning him. And then she automatically somehow, during their scene, that she somehow just guessed that he thinks that she looked like the person that he's looking for. No, I like the way they did it in the way they did it in the game, to where it's the way he was looking at her like she was a ghost, and she felt that, and she's like, do I look like somebody you know? Like, why are you looking at me that way? It was acting is just weird. Even the part where it was time to do the Pyramid Head running down the hall scene, where she gets, I'm gonna get to Pyramid Head first before we get to that. I know it sounds like it's everywhere, but this movie was literally everywhere, guys. It was literally everywhere, and I'm just trying to touch on the key points. Okay. So, Pyramid Head was disappointing. He was one of my favorite characters that I made out in the game. He was like a reaper. He was eerie. He didn't make known or make too much contact with James. He was stalking him like a cat. It was his reaper. And they did that on purpose because they didn't necessarily need to meet. It's he's stalking him. It's a mirror effect. Right? So when he finally encountered Pyramid Head, they created some weird spider creature, humanoid, bootylicious spider thing that, yes, they focused a lot on that. So the camera guy was really having fun with that one, okay? And he, does the stabbing part, surgery thing, not what we actually seen in the game, where he's being very sexual towards the creatures, because I'll explain it momentarily. They just completely cut it out, because yes, there are sexual elements in Silent Hill 2. I don't know if you guys have not noticed that, but I'll explain what those are and why they're important, right? So they completely cut that out. Then eventually, when Pyramid Head opens the closet where James is sitting, he starts screaming. Like when Pyramid Head gets closer to him, and then you could see James's eye through his head. Why? You just basically told us they're the same person without giving us the slow development and us to realizing it is. There's a way to do it properly. They did it well in the game. Why did you just immediately tell us that Pyramid Head is James? You spoiled everything. Okay, cool. So then they start screaming, having a man yell, rock on banger shit on the floor, screaming together. Pyramid Head was so cool, and they made him feel like a comedic act. It was pitiful. I think he moaned more in this one than the original movie. He made more noises in this movie than the first movie. Yeah, it was a weird choice. So the reason why I bring up Pyramid Head with that scene on initially they're trying to escape, and that was initially James losing Maria like he lost his wife, and it was needed to happen for James to wake up. Everything that happened was for James to need to go to realize and to come to conclusion of what he did and why it was important. It was a weird, shocking brain moment where he's holding his hand and he's literally seizing out and turning into this asshole, and he gets Maria choked out and kebabbed by freaking Pyramid Head, like he summoned him. So, when did he summon Pyramid Head in Silent Hill 2? I guess I missed that DLC. Because Pyramid Head was always there. He was a lurker. He was doing his thing in parallel or adjacent to James. That's why he's here, he's there. He's kind of just like sprinkled here and there, but you still see him because he's stalking him to the very end battle with him. Oh, yeah, hey. But okay, sure. Somehow he turned into a possession Pyramid Head emo goth where he wanted to goodbye Maria. Like what? Okay, sure. So in the end, there are moments where they do flashbacks. Flashbacks were strange because when someone just encountered a monster, you're going to be afraid, you're going to be shocked, you're going to be having some type of emotion when you're seeing these creatures for the first time. There's no reaction. No reaction whatsoever. He kind of just blows it off and daydreams and goes into another flashback. Now the issue I have with Maria's story, like you could have made it to where we know about them being married, like how they met. Sure, let's go down that rail. Keep them married, by the way, but how they met, what struggles they went through, because you know the reason why Laura came in a bit because they mentioned her trying to be a mom. She wanted to be a mom. She couldn't have a baby, so like she said, Mary wanted to adopt me. She was trying to be a mom. She wanted to be a mom, but she got sick by a strange illness. So to explain all that, they rushed everything. Apparently some type of cult that her father was in. They threw in the cult shit again. Just because they loosely hinted at it in Silent Hill 2 doesn't mean that you gotta make her whole story about the cult. Apparently Mary's father owned Silent Hill and the whole resort town initially, and he's been getting her into some kinky shit with the cultists underneath the ground, where they're rubbing blood and making her drink blood and weird shit. What? But okay, cool. So that explains why she got sick. So apparently she didn't get sick until after they broke up and after James decided to leave her because he saw that she was in some weird kiki court shit that her father got her into. Okay, sure. Don't understand. Oh, guys. So initially they come up to a point kind of like where it was like a big reveal. Ready for it? That's why I kept accidentally saying Maria. You'll see why. Mary, Angela, Laura, or is it like Mary, Maria, Angela, Laura? She had like 4 or 5 names. So initially they made it to where all the characters were initially just connected to James and Mary. Even though they're supposed to be mirrors. Angela's story was sad, devastating, but also relevant because it was mirroring how Mary felt when it came to James trapped, the sexual figure That's where the sexual elements is, because initially James was not what we think. James was not this good guy, this good boyfriend or good husband. James missed the beautiful wife that she used to be. James missed how beautiful she was, how sexy her legs were. That's why the creatures have sexy legs. That's why Pyramid Head does questionable things to the creatures, because he was sexualizing his wife. He missed what she used to be, and he was disgusting on who she was now, and she was angry at him because she didn't like him seeing like that. And when people get sick, they get angry and mean. So he was going through his own trauma, seeing his wife and taking care of her and being disgusted at her and just tired of her. And she was getting tired because she's dying and she looks disgusting, and he won't touch her and sit with her anymore. That's what the story was. It wasn't just this romance story of a heartbreak and shit like that. It was actually real tragic shit. So yeah, back to Angela. So the whole point of Angela had her own story talking about her father and what he did to her, raping her. She got tired of her and she murked him. That was the newsletter. I like how they did that in Silent Hill 2. And Silent Hill 2 remake, when they gave us the newsletter. That was about her. Abstract Daddy was a manifestation of her father. That's why it looked like two people on the bed on top of each other. Signifying, yes, I gotta be obvious because some most people miss this part. Sorry, not sorry. It's two people on top of each other doing the hanky panky underneath the sheets. And that's why when Abstract Daddy grabs you, he doesn't grab you like a hug. He grabs you and does this little motion here. You get it now? He was a moment, which became Mary. Oh shit. It becomes Mary. Everything and every creature here is fucking Mary. You're Mary. He's Mary. Pyramid Head's Mary. The ground's Mary. You're Mary. I'm fucking Mary at this point. We're all fucking Mary. It was stupid. It was so stupid. I'm trying to get through this. So initially, when the big reveal came, he found out that he's the one that took his life. Instead of the pillow, it was a rag. That part they somewhat kind of okay got right. I guess he was the big reveal. He did it. But I guess it was more like a psychosis thing, I guess. Not really telling if he actually went through this or not. It was weird. Everything was just weirdly strange. So I'm just going to get straight to the point. The big boss bought it at the end. He kind of copied. Christoph kind of copied it from the first original movie with the whole bed creature with the wire. It's kind of like the same effect he did with the moths and the beds. And it kind of revealed into a bed tentacle moth monster creature. And all she did was reach out and disappeared. And he kind of came to realization. He found her body and they both jump in the water and die. I don't understand the poor choices. I don't understand, like, I really, to this day, and I will say it until I'm blue in the face, I feel like it should be a requirement. Before you do a video game adaptation, play the fucking game. I'm done. I'm out. I see you. I see you. Glowing green journal, thanks. Is that how you really feel about me? Run around and around. Die. Now run. It's hunting again. Flashing lights. It's really happening again. Shit, I just died. It's really happening again. Shit, I just died.